What's up everyone and welcome to Jayconomics. My name is Jay and it's a pleasure to meet all of you. On this channel, we take a look at anything related to finance with a strong focus on investing. So if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, then please consider subscribing and liking this video to help me on my quest to befriend the big, bad YouTube algorithm. The last few days were hard to watch for a lot of people, especially those invested in EV and tech stocks primarily. On Thursday, we saw a massive red day that saw the Nasdaq shed 5% of its value. Of course, Workhorse was not immune to this. Then, Friday started out just as bad until all of a sudden, it wasn't. Workhorse ended Friday up 11%, closing at $19.71 on a day where a lot of tech stocks were down. But if it wasn't obvious to you already, this large sell-off didn't have anything to do with Workhorse. All EV plays and most tech stocks took a beating. And again, this did not have anything to do with our horse. Now, how am I feeling about the sell-off? Do I think it's time to worry or panic? Well, not exactly. Quite the opposite, actually. In this video, I'll explain why I'm more bullish than ever on Workhorse. Everything is pointing in the right direction now, and I'll show you why that is. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Workhorse has a new bull, another buy rating from Oppenheimer analyst Colin Rusch. He referred to Workhorse as a leader in last mile delivery solutions and set a new price target of $23 per share. He believes Workhorse is well positioned to win the USPS contract. Now, if you weren't keeping count, that's now 4 out of 5, or 80% of analysts, now rating Workhorse stock as a buy. The average rating in comparison is 16% for Tesla at this time. That is no shot on Tesla. I love me some Tesla, and I don't plan on selling my shares for a long time. But I thought it was worth mentioning. As we spoke about in my last Workhorse video early last month, Cathie Wood and ARK Invest have also been buying Workhorse, and often, buying all of the dips along the way. ARK Invest invests in disruptive innovation, and so Cathie clearly thinks highly of Workhorse. ARK currently holds over 600,000 shares of Workhorse in their ARKQ ETF, an increase of over 200,000 shares since just last month. Needless to say, that sounds pretty bullish to me. So we can see the sentiment turning real positive for Workhorse, both in the short term due to upcoming catalysts, and in the long term due to their innovation and also their unique positioning in the space. There is a lot of hype around EV makers right now, and thanks to its stake in Lordstown Motors, industry positioning, drone delivery, and I could go on, but these are only some of the reasons why Workhorse is particularly intriguing in this EV space. Now, of course, investors are only betting on potential at this time and not actual results, which means you should expect the volatility to continue in the quarters to come as they do work to turn their potential into actual results. There's a few things I want to bring to your attention if you haven't seen them already, which is, for one, on Workhorse's LinkedIn, we can see that they are looking to hire 200 plus mechanical assembly employees. Now, this makes no sense if they don't believe that they will need to expand and quickly ramp up production. Then another tidbit of information I was able to find is that Ford just so happens to be slashing 1,000 jobs. Now, there could be a correlation, there could not be, and I'm no mathematician, but these numbers do surely look to add up to Workhorse at least getting part of the USPS contract, with Ford potentially being left out entirely or just not getting as much of the contract as they were hoping for. Then there's this, which happened earlier in the week: Hitachi and Workhorse, the start of a beautiful strategic partnership. Think of it this way. Hitachi is like the veteran quarterback wanting to draft the next dominant rookie wide receiver out of college to throw to. Workhorse definitely has that star potential to be a game-changing wide receiver, so to speak, in the last-mile electric vehicle space. This is what Workhorse CEO had to say about the partnership. This alliance with Hitachi comes at an ideal time for Workhorse as we value their best-in-class innovation and experience in ramping up production and enabling us in providing a complete solution to our customers. In addition, we believe Hitachi can help the company drive customer orders as a well-known and respected player in the commercial leasing and finance industry, and we are looking forward to benefiting from their expertise. I think this deal is huge for Workhorse. Having Hitachi back them publicly like this is going to do a lot for Workhorse's brand. Hitachi's reputation will drive orders by itself, not to mention what their innovative technologies and solutions to scale production capacity will do to help Workhorse moving forward. One more thing I want to point out is Trump's relationship with BlackRock, and BlackRock has been buying heavily on Workhorse stock over the last little while. As you can see here, BlackRock is the largest institutional holder of Workhorse stock, with a whopping 4,200,000 shares. With the Trump administration's ties to Workhorse, Lordstown, Ohio, and now BlackRock, well, this is something to add to the big puzzle. Just to put this out there, and this is just speculation on my end, but I think people are also overlooking an advantage Workhorse has over Tesla in the autonomy venture. Tesla's full self-driving is based on data. The software and hardware are second. Workhorse's vehicles will be traveling more miles than any other vehicles because they are commercial vehicles, especially now if they're able to land part of the USPS contract. Now think of how much data Workhorse would be able to acquire if cameras were actually mounted on their vehicles. Well, who knows? Workhorse is already in the drone space as well. Perhaps autonomous driving could be something they could dip their toes into. Well, one Workhorse investor can dream. So to conclude, Workhorse stock gained 16.7% in August, and this is only the beginning of the company's ascension to greater heights in my opinion. Lots of upcoming catalysts in the short term, and a very bright outlook long term. The USPS contract, upcoming Lordstown Motors IPO, which don't forget they own a 10% stake in, election time, drone delivery, analyst upgrades, Cathie Wood, mass hiring, the overall EV craze. There's just lots going right for Workhorse right now, and it's only a matter of time before we see this stock explode out of the $15 to $20 range that we've been in for a few months now. So if you plan on getting in onto Workhorse's stock, don't wait until one of these catalysts come to fruition. You don't want to be chasing the stock to the upside. You don't want to FOMO into a stock. You want to be sitting back with your feet up and watching the gains in the comfort of your own home. I do want to reiterate that this does still remain a speculative investment, as there are no guarantees with Workhorse. Granted, I do believe that it's highly unlikely that Workhorse gets no part of the deal. And so I think we're going to see some positive news on that front in the next few months at least. Personally, I think Workhorse is just getting started, and I also happen to be bullish on the drone delivery space in the years to come. Realistically, I think we can see the $25 to $30 range, and I'd set a high of around $40 this year if Workhorse was to get a large chunk of the USPS deal. This is not to mention any other catalyst we spoke of which could propel Workhorse stock even higher. I think in the most bearish of cases, the stock would lose about half of its value from here in the short term. But regardless, I do like the company, and I think they are set up for success in the long term. Alright guys, if this video brought you some value, then please make the like button turn blue, as it really does help the channel a lot. And don't be shy to leave a comment below. Are you invested into Workhorse? What do you think about the upcoming catalyst? Do you think we can see $25, $30? What's your price target? Also, if you want more content like this, I got plenty more coming your way. So subscribe and turn on that notification bell to be notified when any video comes out. So that wraps it up for today. Thank you all for watching until the end, and let's grow this community together. Until next time, take care and invest smart.